Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mia's Tarot. This is a pick a card reading of what is exactly going on in my relationship. It could be a situationship, friends with benefits, whatever it is that you want to know. But I mainly had relationships in mind when I did this. So, what I have here is you see these pieces of paper. This is pile one, two, and three. These cards act as your advice about what to do, and the rest of the cards tell a story about what's happening. In each of these, what these pieces of paper are, that's what I'm trying to say, is a quote from one of three of my favorite artists. I'm missing Monica, but I have Beyonce, Brandy, and Aaliyah, and each of them was a quote, an inspiring quote that I really did like. I have a whole bunch of quotes saved in my phone, but these were three that I really keep, that I'm inspired by. So I'm gonna read the quotes first, and you pick the pile by whatever quote you resonate with. And if you want to pick three for three different people, that's fine. So I'm going to go with the first one. And the first quote, and I wrote this, so sorry if it's a little sloppy. It's by Beyonce. And it says, your self-worth is determined by you. You don't have to depend on someone to tell you who you are. So that's pile one. So if you can resonate with that quote, then choose pile one. Okay, so pile two, the quote is, hold on, by Aaliyah. It says, I'm a survivor. I can handle anything. I'm very confident about that. So that quote was by Aaliyah. Okay. The third quote was, it may not be the best in someone else's eyes, but it's the best I can do. And this quote was by Brandy. Brandy is one of my absolute favorites. So you pick what quote that you resonate with, and I will be back with pile one, two, and three. Stay tuned. Okay, so this is pile one. For those of you who picked pile one, you picked Beyonce's quote, and it said, your self-worth is determined by you. You don't have to depend on someone to tell you who you are. So it's so funny that this quote went with this deck, because I really didn't look at the cards. I just shuffled them and put them out, or went with this pile, because discovery is in reverse, and this is about finding who you are, finding yourself, trying to figure out your journey, your path as well. That's what this is about. And then you have the page of air here. This is like the page of swords. So this is about someone who is very curious, very as you can see, logical, impulsive, but this also can be gossip, people, who spy, who just want to know everything. Express your love is in reverse here, so there's not a lot of communication going on, or gestures showing love. Romance, there's not a lot of romance going on. I feel this energy is kind of like a cold energy, where people are, it could be like, I'm getting a feeling of two people kind of isolating themselves to just figure out things on their own. That could be it. Not really saying much to each other. That I see communication, but I see more of like logical conversations. I don't see too many like, I love you, you love me. I don't see a lot of romantic conversations. I see a lot of thinking going on between both people. Let me see. Two people being very blunt, or one person being very blunt. Somebody wants to hear I love you. Somebody wants to hear you're beautiful. Somebody wants to hear um, something a little more emotional, not, okay, what's for dinner tonight? Or, did you pay the rent this month? Or like very surface level conversations are going on here. Um, because I don't, because people, one or both people are wondering, like, is this relationship for me? Should I, continue with this? When really there needs to be, I see where it's honest communication, but there can be times where it's very immature and where you going by, it's like how you feel like you're not going to get the answers you want, so you're spying on the internet, or you feel like you gotta look on their phone when they're gone or something like that. I feel like it's okay, like, okay, it's okay to work on yourself in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with that while you're in a relationship, but you can't really forget that you're in a relationship. So I see a lot of what's going on here. There's not enough romance and expression towards each other. So that's basically what's happening. Now, how to handle the issue: pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So this might be a situation where you need to express yourself, or really give somebody a damn hug or something. My God, because it really seems like it's getting really cold. And this could be a situation where people are going to decide to kind of go their separate ways, because it's beginning to become where one person is picking their own journey and the other person is picking their own journey. And or it could be one person is still romantically has feelings and the other person is picking their own journey, and and the other person feels empty. So it could be one of those. So with the when it says the signs are cautioning you, it's saying that you are starting to fall into a situation that is going to make the relationship fail in a way, because it's okay to focus on yourself. But if you're just focusing on yourself and not too much on the relationship anymore, then it's going to lead you in another direction. Now, if that's the direction you want to go, then that's perfectly fine. But there are signs saying, like blinders, like, this may not last. You don't want to feel cold or neglected, or always have surface level conversations with somebody you're emotionally involved with. And it just seems like right now, that's what's going on. It may need to be where, you both need to, kind of take some time to discover exactly whatever, what it is that you really want. Maybe you're in a situation where it's like, okay, it was okay, but now I'm finding that I want other things. So there are signs and things in here that's helping you, or red lights that are flashing to let you know, okay, you either got to shit or get off the pot. Like, you either got to, have a romantic conversation, take one night and dedicate it to your person, whoever you're with, or, you may have to let it go soon. Like, it's not going too well with what's going on. It's I just get a feeling of two people kind of like focused on their own thing right now. So that was pile one, and I'll read the quote again. It says, your self-worth is determined by you. You don't have to depend on someone to tell you who you are. So meaning, and going along with this reading, like, if you feel like this person is cold and this person is not really trying to emotionally connect to you, you don't need them. You don't really need them. You can keep on your path and discovering who you are, but you don't really need them. And it could be where the universe is trying to give you signs that you don't really need them. They're not really trying to express their love or put effort into anything that's going on right now. Maybe they are trying to figure some other things out. Maybe that's what it is, because the King of Swords is upright. Maybe they're trying to figure some things out. But you don't have to depend on someone for emotional stability if they are in another headspace. So that was pile one. We're going to move on to pile two. Moving on to pile two, which has some really heavy energy, but it's crazy because as heavy as this energy is, it might could work. So two, let me read. Two was Aaliyah's quote. And it says, I'm a survivor. I can handle anything, and I'm very confident about that. And we can see in this reading that that's exactly what's going on. So we have the Destiny card, the Ten of Air card, which is like the Ten of Swords. Then we have the Retreat in reverse. And we have the Devil card here. So what's going on in this relationship? This is a relationship that has been through a lot. Or one of the people could have been through a whole lot. You see the Devil right here. It could have, could have been some infidelity, or somebody with somebody else, or it could have been toxic at one point, or it could have been where it just was a lot of negative thinking, because it could be negative thinking, or it could be obsession. So the Devil can be a lot of things. With the Destiny card right here, it's about really following what you believe. And then the Ten of Swords or Ten of Air, this is the end of a difficult situation. So there is a change going on in this relationship, or with these two people that picked pile two. With the Retreat card in reverse, you may need to take some time. You may need to, because the retreat is about, it's time to disconnect. You don't need to disconnect. Okay. You need to get to that point where, and I feel like the Devil here is kind of like obsession in a way too, even though it looks very, very creepy. I feel like it needs to get to a point where you're just obsessed with each other again. It could be where somebody was hurt of some, you could be with somebody who just was hurt from things from the past, or it could be but the Destiny card is upright. So it's a positive thing. It really is. But somebody has been hurt, but this is the end of a difficult situation. So this could be where there was tension. This was tension, and you had to just survive through a lot. And now it's time for you to get things back to the way that they used to be. You could, like I said, you could have been through a lot. You could have decided to try to put your marriage back together or your relationship back together after somebody cheated, or after somebody just was thinking negatively, maybe made the wrong decision in the relationship. And it hurt you. So this could be one of those situations. With the advice is the Passion card. So this is definitely about these two together is like a whole lot of like great sex. I'm just saying, like hot, steamy, like I'm obsessed with you, you're obsessed with me. But that's why the Devil's there, because obsession can get a little, crazy. It's not actually as like always a spiritual thing, but however you look at it is how you look at it. But it needs to come back to that point where you two are just like all over each other again. It's like your relationship has been through a lot, and it's going through like a transformation. So I'm gonna clarify the Devil card just to make sure, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've clarified the Devil card with the Queen of Swords. And this is a woman who don't take no shit from nobody. You may have to cut the situation off, or had to put some distance in between, or just let somebody have it. Like, I just can't deal with this. I can't do this. I don't know. Could have had some conversations going on. But overall, this can be put back together. It's like the two people have a great amount of chemistry and love for each other. And this is one of those things where if you feel like you want to cut it off and let it go because this person has really irritated the hell out of you by whatever they did, then by all means do it. But I feel like this is one of those situations that even if you cut it off, it's always going to be on your mind, or it's always going to come back because the connection is so strong. And then the destiny card is there. It's like you have a soul contract with a person or something. It's crazy. So I would say this is what's going on in your relationship. Your advice, or whoever that you're dealing with, but your advice is to just go all in. I feel like, I know it sounds crazy, but with the passion card right here, it says allow your heart to and soul to sing with joy. So it's time to just get it back to the way it used to be. But once again, if you feel like I can't deal with this person no more, then don't do it. But I feel like it's one of those situations that's going to come right on back. And once you've calmed down, you're going to start to feel like you miss them. You're going to start to feel like, oh, are they going to text me? Are they going to try to hit me up? Are they going to DM me on Instagram? Whatever. So I feel like it's one of those situations. Okay. Moving on to pile 3. Okay. Here we go with pile 3. And this was, it may not be the best in someone else's eyes, but it's the best I can do. And this is by Brandy. Okay, so we have the grief card in reverse, the ego, which is the devil card. Oh my God, devil comes up all the time. Unrequited love card. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And the Ace of Pentacles. And the answer to all your problems is to let go of control issues. Okay, so here we go. So there could be some type of guilt or shame or something somebody did that they're trying to get over, or you're trying to get over, and you feel like there's not enough there to make this work. Well, there is. Congratulations, okay? Because the grief card is in reverse, so it's good that that you're getting over it, or somebody is getting over it, because it could have been where they felt that it wasn't going to work. With the Ace of Pentacles right here, it definitely will be a new start to this relationship. Okay, what was Brandy's quote? Oh, Brandy's quote was, okay, it may not be the best in someone else's eyes, but it's the best I can do. So somebody feels bad about how they handled the situation. Okay, or somebody's not happy with how a situation was handled, either or. And it may feel like, okay, I don't know if it's enough for us to go on. But like I said, with the Ace of Pentacles here, there is an opportunity for something to grow, and is an opportunity for stability. So especially with this devil here, and it says it's a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things. So there's a lot going on here. However, it can grow. It can definitely grow into something. And that's why the advice here is to let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So if you're pushing and pushing like, oh my God, they're going to leave, or oh my God, it's not going to happen, or oh my God, I got to let this go. Just let it flow the way that it naturally has to flow. I think that sometimes when you try to force things to be a certain way, or force outcomes to come quicker than they need to come, you start to control it, and it kind of goes to the left. So if you feel like, you're in a space where you're not sure if something's going to grow or not, it very much so will, and it does have the opportunity, but you just can't control it. It has to flow its own way. Let it flow. Don't force it. And, don't try to control what the outcome is going to be, because the outcome is already set. It's already there. Just to let you know, it's already there. So, just let it go to don't interfere with the outcome. Just let it do what it's supposed to do, because this is a major card. So there was some issues going on, and luckily the grief card is in reverse, because the person both of you are getting over it. But there is an opportunity for growth here, and someone also may come to you, and you may feel like, oh, it's over, and then they come to you and say, oh, I want to make this work, or or it just may start happening on its own. So keep the faith, okay? And don't try to control the issue. Don't try to control the outcome. Don't try to like push it. Go on about your day. Keep it moving, because it's already what's already set to happen is already written. It's already there. You know, sometimes you can interfere with the universe's work when you try to control everything. Everything is, a lot of things are free will. It's your choice. But a lot of things in the universe is set up already for you. That's why they say, if God has it for you, if this is what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to do it regardless. Nothing's going to stop it because it's already there, you know? So don't control anything. Let it flow. It will work out on its own. It may come slowly because it's a pentacle. You know, they're slow, but they're steady and they're long term. So just take a breather, be patient, and understand that the situation is going to work out. Okay? So those were, that was my last one. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the pick a card reading. I will talk to you soon.